Here is the challenger, the Iron Lady, Germaine de Randamie. And now, welcome the best female mixed martial artist on the planet. Building her resume as the greatest of all time, riding a 9-fight win streak, here is the two-weight world champion, the Lioness, Amanda Nunes. Next up, the UFC featherweight world title matchup in an island turf war between Australia and Hawaii. A fast-rising star, undefeated in the UFC, with an incredible 17-fight win streak. Here is Alexander the Great Volkanovski. And now coming to the stage, one of the top pound-for-pound fighters on the planet, the pride of Hawaii, and nearly unbeatable at 145 pounds, with 13 consecutive wins at the weight class. Welcome the reigning defendant featherweight king, Max Blessed Holloway. And in the UFC 245 headliner, tensions will boil over on the collision course for welterweight supremacy. 7 straight wins, riding the momentum of his dominant August victory over Robbie Lawler. Here is the enigmatic, controversial, 170-pound star, Colby Covington. Making the final walk at UFC 245 will be the newly crowned welterweight title holder, a wrestling powerhouse, winner of 14 straight bouts, the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman.
What's up, New York City? How are you? Who's got the first question?
I want to start with Kamaru, please. Kamaru, of course, we know what a big fight this is and what a rivalry fight is, the emotion that's going to be on the line. So I want to ask, in your preparation for this, are you best served avoiding it and not trying to get into it, or do you best serve tapping into it and really kind of leaning into this emotional battle?
It doesn't really matter. I don't avoid anything. I've said yes to everything. So, all I'm waiting for is December 14th, that you guys finally get the fight you've all wanted for so long.
And Kamaru, of course, you had some injuries that you had to clear up to get to this point, but I want to ask you now moving forward, this would be a big title defense for you, and what do you want your legacy to be? Are you a guy that wants to fight frequently and beat everybody? Are you looking for money fights, big fights? Give me an idea what the plan is for you as champion.
Well, there's really no plan. When I came into this, I said that I wanted to be the best. Now, that's what I'm looking to do for as long as I can do it until I walk away to do something else. So there's really no plan. A legacy is something that people bestow upon you. It's not something that you come in and say, yeah, this is my legacy, this is my legacy. No, it's something that, after your body of work, when you're done, people say, that's the legacy that you left.
Thanks, Kamaru. Colby, I wanted to ask you, you brought your belt today as promised. How are you viewing this fight? Is this a title defense for you? Is it a title unification fight? How do we build this properly for you?
Everybody knows this is my second title defense. My last title of defense was against the most dangerous guy in the division, Robbie Lawler, and you saw what I did on his face. I landed a strikes record on his face, and that's a guy I liked. Wait till you see what I do to this clown. And let's be honest, this is only a big fight because I made it a big fight. I could care less about this fight. The only reason I'm taking this fight is because Dan Lambert wants this fight. I'm Dan Lambert's professional hitman.
Colby, you and Dana have had some, kind of choice words for each other back and forth in the media, press conference, that sort of thing. I'm curious, have you guys had a chance to sit down and talk yet, get on the same page? Where's the relationship with you and Dana right now?
Dana will see December 14th who the face of the UFC is. He recognizes business. He knows I do good business. He will see December 14th why Marty Fake Newsman's even relevant right now. No one cares about him. The only reason he's relevant is because he attaches his name to mine. December 14th, only on pay-per-view, I'm detaching this little clown from my coattails.
Colby, I got to ask about American Top Team. What's your preparation going to be like? I mean, are you going to be able to train fully there, get their full attention? It seems like some of the team has come out against you and said they don't like your approach right now.
Yeah, you know, those are a bunch of snowflakes that are coming out like that. You know, I got a great team over at American Top Team, led by my head coach, Conan Silveira. He brings in some great training partners, and I've never felt better. You're going to see the best Colby Chaos Covington on December 14th.
And just one last one, Colby, if I could. I got to ask you what you're thinking about this weekend. I mean, the main event here could be a number one contender fight. Are you wanting Masvidal to win so you can fight him? Or are you wanting him to lose?
You know, I want to be the one to end the hype of the broken mediocre fighter championship this weekend. We all know it's a journeyman championship. They're both 50-50 in the last couple years. They win one fight, lose one fight. So I would absolutely love to get my hands on Masvidal. But let me tell you one thing. Win, lose, or draw tomorrow night for Masvidal, I will get locked in a cage and not go to jail for beating his ass, because he said some things in the media, and now it needs to be settled, because if I beat him up on the streets, he's not going to have anybody to pay his medical bills. We need Uncle Dana to pay his medical bills after I'm done with him.
Thanks, Colby.
Colby, over here. Just wondering, how does it feel to not be fighting in New York? I mean, a lot of us thought you'd be fighting this weekend.
Yeah, I was looking forward to fighting this weekend. That's why the President of the United States is coming out. But there's a reason why I'm not fighting this weekend. You might want to ask this guy. He pissed hot. He couldn't pass a piss test. So that's the real reason. He had to let the EPO get out of his system for this weekend.
Kamaru, would you like to respond to that?
All right, real quick. Let's make some noise on December 14th. You guys can't wait for me to murder this clown. Thank you.
No one cares about you, Marty. Stop talking, man. Pay-per-view buys are going out the window when you talk, man.
I think the people just spoke.
Stop talking. Yeah, because I want people to hate me. That's a business model. No one cares about you. You're boring, man. People would rather watch flies fuck than watch you fight.
Just quickly, Colby, Kurt Angle said he wants to be there December 14th. Any news on him coming down, possibly walking out with you, maybe even being in the octagon after the fight?
Yeah, I've been talking to Kurt Angle, and he should be at the fight as long as the WWE schedule permits for him. And, you know, I'd love to have him wrap the belt around my waist if the president can't come out, or if Candace Owens can't wrap it around my waist. But I will have a great list of superstar to feel coming out to see yours truly, Colby Chaos Covington.
Just quickly, Alex, mate, what would it mean for you to bring the UFC title back to Australia?
It'll mean a lot. It'll mean everything to me. Again, I'm spending time away from my family, and that's nothing but motivation. I'll let these two guys go at it. They'll make the world watch, and then I'll steal the show. So I can't wait to take that belt back home.
You've had a long career. How does it feel to be here in New York City after being in the regional promotions, fighting for so long to get in the UFC, and now fighting a legend like Max Holloway?
It's a long trip over here. I come from Thailand, so I haven't had much sleep, but yeah, it's all good. But find someone like Max Holloway. Again, nothing but respect. He's a great champion, but I've got to do my thing. December 14th. I think the blessed era ends, and you know what I mean. It's my time. I know, obviously, he's a big boy. Again, nothing but respect. He's a big boy. I'm a nice guy, right? So, I can see he cuts a lot of weight, and I'll make that decision easier for him by taking that belt and let him move up.
Last question from me, Max. Where does Alex rank on the toughest opponents that you've had defending your title? Where does he rank?
That's not my job to do the ranking. You guys do it. He's number one contender. He's the next cupcake on the list, and I can't wait to taste the flavor.
If I could, for Amanda, please. Amanda, of course, you have two belts up there on the table. I know that 135 isn't the easiest for you to make. It's difficult. So I'm curious, why is that the title you want to defend right now? Why not do the featherweight, maybe make your life a little bit easier?
So I want to do this at 145. I asked this fight twice to be at 145, but for some reason she don't want. And after back and forth with UFC, and then we decided, I talked to my coach, I discussed with my wife, and then said, you know what? If we keep fight to make this happen at 145, we never is gonna fight. Let's do this at 135. I'm gonna go down again. And after this one, I go up to defend my other one.
So I'm curious, I mean, you already have some history with her already, but to have to go through that process that she doesn't want to take it at that division, what do you think of her now as a challenger? I mean, is she deserving of a shot at you right now?
You know, like, I feel like she deserves, you know. She just beat the number one contender. I forgot her name. Little forgot, I'm sorry. But, you know, she's the next one. I respect her a lot. You know, she evolved a lot. But we fight when I was beginning my career in the UFC. Now I'm double champion, and there's a lot of experience involved in that. And I will bring this belt home with me. I'm not down in my mind.
Germaine, obviously, just want to ask you to address that. I mean, can you verify the accuracy of that and explain to us why, you know, you weren't willing at one division, but you aren't another?
Yeah, she's right. She's absolutely right. I declined to fight at 145. I was the 145 champion. Nobody defeated me to take that belt. Only the UFC took that belt. I won the 135 belt. It's the most active weight division. I mean, there are a lot of girls in 135, not 145, and you know, I've been through a lot of shit. So 135 it will be.
And let me ask you, Germaine, for you personally, is this more about a title shot, winning a title, or is this about some redemption, both against her and maybe against the public, the perception?
None of those. I respect Amanda a lot. To be honest, I could care less about the belt. I just want to fight the very best. And I have the utmost respect for Amanda. And I believe she is the very, very best at this moment. And I will bring it to her.
Germaine, just down here. You know, like John said, obviously you two have history. Back in 2013, Amanda was your only loss in the UFC. What do you think you need to do differently this time to put her away?
The difference is 6 years. Like Amanda just said, she was in the beginning of her MMA career or her journey. And the same was for me. I was more of a kickboxer than a mixed martial artist. But that's the difference, 6 years.
And Amanda, obviously back in 2013 was when you first went up against Germaine. What do you think about her involvement in the sport, and how do you think it goes down against her a second time?
Actually, she definitely evolved, you know, especially her takedown defense. You know, I've been studying her a lot. I know her very well. I beat her. I was in the beginning of my career in the UFC, and I was able to beat her. Imagining now the experience that I have, these two belts at home, and I'm here to make statements, make history, keep putting my names in the top of the mountain, and I'm here to stay, and I will prove it once again. Be ready, guys.
And Amanda, this is your 5th title defense at bantamweight, but where would you rank Germaine in the other opponents that you've been up against before?
Germaine is a very good striker, you know. Actually, if you don't play her game, she don't have any chance against you. And I'm gonna make her play my game, and the fight's gonna play around the way I want, and I have all the advantage against her.
Who has the next question? Go
Over here.
It's actually for you.
Here. A question for both Colby and Kamaru. I'll go to Colby first on this. A lot of professionals, a lot of your fellow fighters see this as a very competitive fight, that you guys both share very similar skill sets. Colby, I'm wondering if you can tell me, where do those similarities end?
Those similarities ended, you know, he's taking my sloppy seconds. I beat everybody he beat, but I beat him before he beat him. So he had to come pick up the carcasses off the dead bodies that I left. So, you know, he's not impressive. He sucks at fighting, and December 14th, I'm gonna expose him.
Kamaru, what do you make of the idea that you guys are pretty much dead even when it comes to your skill and the techniques that you use?
Everybody always says that they have a chance, but what fight have I been in the UFC that you've seen as competitive?
Emil Mick. You barely beat that guy. He sucks. You gassed out in 3 rounds.
Who?
Exactly. Emil Mick, a guy that nobody cares about. You gassed out in 3 rounds.
Listen,
gassed out.
Bottom line is,
everybody knows you're on.
Everybody thought my last fight was going to be competitive.
$25,000 if you could pee in a cup right now and it passes.
Put your money up.
I will. I'll put it up right now.
Bring it out. Pull it out.
I'll put it up right now. 25 grand.
Is the money sitting in your
Right
private
now.
jet?
It is, buddy.
And just one for Max Holloway. Max, you know, one of the reasons these people love you so much is you're blessed. You're always presenting good vibes. What do you make of all this craziness going on next to you?
I love it. I love it. You keep going, boys.
Go ahead.
Dana, I want to ask you about Germaine. Obviously, you know, when the title was taken from her a few years ago, did you expect her to eventually work her way back to this position? Does it surprise you at all that she's here fighting for a belt again?
No, she's one of the best in the world. Has been for a long time. Not just in this sport, but you know, in combat sports in general. So no, not surprised at all.
And Max is saying there, I know he wants a UFC Hawaii event. I know you guys were out there watching a show together recently. Is there anything you can tell us about getting that closer?
No, there's literally zero. Zero.
Okay, and one for Kamaru. What do you make of this insinuation from Colby that, you know, you're on steroids, you can't, you know, piss in a cup clean, all that stuff?
They all say that, you know, with the way I'm beating guys, they all say that. But it is what it is. December 14th, there will be a beheading, and everyone will see it and watch it live.
That's not a very good explanation, buddy. You sound like you're stuttering over there. You okay? I know you gave Glenn a heart attack for all those years you were ducking me, so don't worry, he'll be watching from hell on December 14th.
First of all, can you even read?
I went to D1 scrub, you went to D2. Good joke. Not.
Colby, I did want to follow up on that. Why do you feel this way about Kamaru? Like, what's, you know, why are you bringing these sort of topics up?
Everybody knows the Black Zillions team is notorious for doing steroids. You know, Anthony Johnson, Rashad Evans, all the guys over there. Alistar over him when he was over there. You know, I have inside information that, you know, he was doing EPO for a couple years, and that's just that. That's a fact, you know. He has no good response. He can't even defend himself. So I think it's pretty clear he's on steroids. But it's not going to make a difference because when I get my hands on him, he will melt.
Who has the next question? I'm going to take 2 more questions.
A question for Kamaru.
Go ahead.
Are you guys talking about Marty's hair? He's got 30% of his hairline left. Isn't that disgusting? Let's talk about that lazy eye. Donald Trump's putting all the people in America back to work.
Let's switch it up.
Unemployment's at an all-time low.
Let's switch it up.
Put that lazy eye back to work.
Shut up. Let me talk. Shut up.
No one wants to hear you talk. They came for me, buddy. Come on, bro. Don't talk, man. No one wants to hear you talk. Every time you talk, a pay-per-view goes out the window.
Shut
up. No one wants to hear you talk, bro. You're boring.
Shut up.
No one gives a fuck about you.
Shut up.
No one gives a shit, man. Not even your daddy, but don't worry. I'm going to be your daddy on December 14th.
Next.
Kamaru, for you, so he gave his reason as to why he thinks this fight didn't happen tomorrow. Why, from your perspective, is this fight not happening tomorrow?
Man, I've said yes to everything.
You said yes to George? You said yes to Leon Scott?
Absolutely.
I don't remember you saying yes to them. Why are you lying to the people? That's why everybody hates you, because you're fake. At least I'm honest. I'm brutally honest, yeah, but at least I'm honest. Stop being fake. Stop lying to people.
Even last week, Dana, tell the people what I texted you last week. Even last week, I was still willing to step in here and fight. Even last week.
Let's do it tomorrow.
I said yes. This clown said no. Like he said no 4 of the times before.
No chance.
We have the proof.
No chance. There's
you
no
were
proof.
supposed to headline St. Louis.
No
Everyone
chance.
knows that.
Nobody knows that. Go ask Dan Lambert. We asked Glenn Robinson to fight you 4 or 5 times earlier in the career.
It doesn't matter. Listen,
it does matter because you're lying.
December
fake
14th.
News. That's why your name's Marty Fake Newsman. No one cares about you.
And you're gonna realize
Shut up.
Shit gets
Stop talking.
real.
Pay-per-view's going out the window. You couldn't draw money with a green crayon and a white piece of paper.
Colby, will you be sitting with the president tomorrow?
as long as Uncle Dana okays it, but, I think I should be. The president came out. He wanted to support me, and I was hanging out with Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. at the Trump Tower today, had lunch with them, and they want me to sit with the president tomorrow and hang out with them, so I'm hoping that I'll get the good graces of Dana and the UFC to go sit with them.
Unfortunately, Ariel, he has not paid the standard fee, so he cannot sit with the president tomorrow. Actually, I don't think he's allowed in the arena tomorrow.
Fake news.
Will he sit with the president, Dana? Will it be allowed?
We'll see.
Okay. I just had one more for Amanda. I'm just curious, because it's the first time I see your belt. Is your belt smaller than Max Holloway's? And if so, how do you feel about that?
Why are you starting stuff? Ariel, you are drama.
I'm just curious.
I don't know. Ask Dana. I don't know. I'm very happy. I can have the smaller one, but it's still at home with me.
She got two of them. She's badass.
Who has the next question?
Question for Amanda. You're the only double champion up there, so I'm just curious if you think maybe you should be the main event or the co-main event, or if it doesn't matter to you.
I would be very happy, but it is what it is. UFC know what they do, but I'm very happy to be here today, And December 14th, I will do what I'm supposed to do. Bring my belt home with me. That is the only thing matters.